to manipulation. And as we survey our landscape in this environment that we're living in now, or in terms of looking at ourselves, first of all, and maybe going back to our own personal experiences in our families, we can, or if we have done the work, or if we are in the process of doing that work, we can understand emotional manipulation and the subtle tactics that take place, right, that create vulnerabilities for another person to gain control or benefit over someone else. Someone is victimized, disempowered, and eventually confused. And as we go through our lives, we either come to a point where we go back and question the experiences we had in order to drudge through the dirt, so to speak, so that we can evolve and become more than what we are at that particular moment in time. And many times when we have done the work, we get to see, or we deal with the pain of the manipulation of people that loved us, people that were close to us. And usually, right, as a child, we're the first people to where we experience this is with loved ones, guardians, people that are close to us, if we have experienced that. And what happens is it takes itself out further as we develop into our lives, where we come to a crossroads and we challenge the belief systems, the things we've been taught, in order so that we're not manipulated again, that we awaken, that we wake up to certain truths that we feel within ourselves, and we no longer fall victim to the narcissist energy of manipulation, gaslighting, shaming, all the different tactics that keep a person in a specific place. And if we look at manipulation in our society, we can see it certainly. It's played out on a larger scale, that narcissistic energy, right? That shaming of grouping one group against the other, like in families, one child against the other. Looking at situations where the person who is in control of things doesn't want to lose their power, whether at home, a parent, or whether in society, a specific corporation, a group that doesn't want to be challenged. And again, we see this in society today, right? We see it in the media. We see it in social settings. We see it being played out that there's a certain narrative that when we challenge it, we face cognitive dissonance. And the cognitive dissonance is basically the inability for a certain mindset to shift into something else other than what has been indoctrinated or what has been taught or what has been comfortable. And for me, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe in the comments you could write below, if you look at society, when we've challenged the dysfunctions, the shadows of our lives and within the people in our families, in the relationships, the different social settings, when we've challenged those specific interactions, then we have the capacity, I feel, then to take it further, to see further beyond the shadows of others. Otherwise, we then just project our darkness, our shadows onto someone else and see what we don't resolve within ourselves on someone else, like the mirror, the reflection, the projection. So it's essential for us to really look at our lives, to challenge ourselves in order for us to grow and to evolve and to not manipulate others, right? Because if we don't challenge the manipulations that are done in our lives or to ourselves, then how could we not then learn to carry that over elsewhere in our world? And then we're attracted to the manipulation of things. We don't wind up challenging, because how can we challenge something that we ourselves could possess? So it really requires us to go within ourselves, to look at the shadows, the darker aspects of ourselves, to be courageous and brave, and to take that path. And so today, what I'd like to do is I'd like us to look at the manipulations or the things that you've either experienced or the manipulations that you may have done to someone else in manipulating them. For your benefit, for your lack of maturity, or just not knowing. We'll take it at that, right? So we can really look within ourselves and see what information we get that can help us, or see what we can do in order to overcome certain aspects of ourselves, or look deeper within ourselves to grow. But manipulation is a powerful roadblock that we face amongst people, especially people who are empathic, people who can feel more, they can pick up on those energies. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have those qualities. Okay, so let's get into a place where you can get comfortable, where you're either seated or lying down like we've done in the past. And we'll go on a shamanic journey number 108 to challenging, or not challenging, but to finding the manipulation, or what manipulations are you facing in your life right now. And hopefully the spirit animal will pass that information on and help you, awaken you to certain new insight into either how you can challenge it or become more aware of it. All right, so let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. We're going to go on our journey number 108 to manipulation, right? Okay, so here we go. We walk into the forest on a beautiful path. To the left and right are beautiful trees. And the sun shines on our face. We take a deep breath in, and we can smell the pine and the different flowers. And as we walk this path, up ahead in the distance is an opening into a cave. And we get closer to this cave. We use our hands to navigate. And as we walk in the cave, we search for the light from the other side. And as we make our way out, we follow a new path. A straight path that gets wider and wider. And as we walk on this path, we hear a noise to the left, and we stop, and we look, and we see a spirit animal. What animal do you see? And as you come face to face with your spirit animal, you bring up the subject of manipulation. How it has had an impact on your life. And you listen for the messages from your spirit animal. deep breath in and exhale. And thank your spirit animal for any information that was passed on. And you continue back on the path you originally took. Searching for the cave up ahead. Navigating through its darkness using your hands. Searching for the light. As you make your way out to the other side. On the path, you take a deep breath in and exhale. You take a deep breath in and exhale. Up ahead to the right is an oak tree. You stop in front of the tree and put your arms around it. And you exchange energy. You feel the energy. And you look up to the tree and thank it. Release your hands and continue on the path out of the forest. Okay, take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Move your fingers, move your toes, shrug your shoulders. And when you're ready, you come back into the room. Okay, today was Shamanic Journey number 108 to manipulation. And sometimes when I hear the word manipulation, I think of simulation. And I think about how our existence is an interplay between, I guess, our three-dimensional being itself and our fifth-dimensional higher aspect. And the roles that we play in order to feel, I guess, grounded or feel the human experience. And I guess that's the way it's supposed to be for many of us. And in terms of that journey that we take, we do come across different types of characters in our lives that really test our personalities, in essence, for us to really develop and to evolve. And no differently from manipulations themselves. It's in order for us to have the capacity to grow, we have to be challenged. And so sometimes we are manipulated, whether it be with our loved ones, family members, people who we're surrounded by, who I guess always, as I say, have the greatest potential to cause an impact on our lives. And if we really look at things from a different perspective, not in the victim mindset, but in the empowered mindset, the place where we have the capacity to develop our own emotional maturity, again, requiring us to challenge old belief systems. But we really first have to do that within ourselves or from what took place in the past in order for us to question things in our external world. And I mentioned before the media, right? The news. We watch different types of shows. If you put them on, you could see the manipulation. You could see the influence, swaying, directing, coercing, gaslighting, shaming, all kinds of different tactics used, right, to force a specific agenda upon those that are not either aware of it or who are aware of it, but I guess choose this path. And I guess it's not a judgment itself, but it's a matter of opening our own eyes to our own shadows, doing that kind of inner work, and then when you have done that, your vision becomes a lot clearer. Therefore, it becomes something where you just can't keep your insight. You can't hide your insight. You can't hide your intuition. It just is there. It exists. And the manipulation falls sort of at the wayside, or the ability to be manipulated falls at the wayside. So hopefully you received information that works hand in hand with what we discussed right now, and hopefully you're able to go during the week and to look at things a little bit differently if you're not on that path or haven't done that yet. So I want to thank you for joining me, and if you're going to watch this on the replay, hopefully you gain some insight and some interesting information from your spirit animal. Until next week, have a great week and keep your head up. Bye-bye.